Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the cozy city builder that is Memoriapolis. Not a cycle has passed since the previous episode. We're currently on 328 out of our allotted 1,250. So by my math, we're about a quarter of the way through the game. However, I would imagine as we progress, complexity increases, and we'll probably slow down a little bit. I wasn't going particularly fast, but we'll probably pause and make more thoughtful decisions, because I can see that there's actually a lot more complexity to this game as we go further and further. I've been diving deep into the in-game help pages, and a lot of it's going over my head, but I've learned a few different things. You know, there's just a lot of information to take in, a lot of names, a lot of systems that we haven't actually encountered yet, such as politics and trade and how we manage different aspects of the game with education. So over on the left-hand side of the screen, if we have a look at some of these different things that we haven't even unlocked yet, you know, we just got the reserve. We can manage now stockpiles and see what we're making and see if the buildings are functioning and kind of manage them from this screen, basically. We've also got a political screen. We're going to be unlocking that soon, hopefully, by officializing the city, getting politics invited in, the Senate and some senators. But later on, in the Middle Ages, we have the House of Grievances, the Renaissance, the Magnum Concilium, and later on, Age of Enlightenment, a parliament. So I'm just even excited just to see those things. We've got trade routes, of course, urban planning rules, education, or know-how, and then some military aspects. Although I think that's very much... it actually says, the Belfry will not be available at the start of early access. See, I was going to say, military is very much light at this point. And I think it's probably only going to amount to rebellions and defense rather than full-on finding other cities and attacking them and things like that, which I'm okay with. I like a game just to be chill. A lot of people are like, oh, want to see military in the game. It's like, can't we just have a city builder sometimes, you know? Anyways, I know I'm taking a while here in my sort of spiel at the beginning, but I just thought it was good to catch people up on what I've learned. So, one of the things I was reading about is culture, cultural influence, and how we better inform ourselves and decide what we're going to build. So I was looking over the districts filter here, right? We've gone heavily into production because I chose production as a sort of boost or focus at the beginning of the game. It's just a stat buff, you don't have to do anything with that, but I've chosen to kind of lean into it as best as I can. So we've gone with production districts here, and they formed, if I'm not mistaken, because they're nearby production-focused buildings. And then we built this one, which is a sort of religious-focused building, so this district has become a religious focus. They then generate cultural points based on the inhabitants that are in that district, and the cultural points we can then use to transfer it into influence, and that allows us to kind of then progress along this chain here on the left, earning bigger and bigger benefits and buffs, and then advance our age altogether, although I think that's primarily controlled by the main town center. But there's like a scoreboard and the effects of cultural influence. You can invest some of the points manually. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it seems to be going well, and that just allows me to kind of think, okay, let's say we go with some certain cultures. What's the effect of that? Well, we get little modifiers and benefits as well, but we also get new buildings. So one of the new buildings I unlocked was the Kroshokion. I know I'm butchering it, and I butchered it last time as well, but that building wouldn't be available to us had we not got that many districts. Another thing that happened recently was we unlocked decorative buildings. You know, we can get the area building, and I think that was listed up in here. Unlocks the decorative building, the area, by further, going down this a little bit further. Get the decorative building, the platea. So it's kind of interesting just to see these different things are tied to what you unlock, and what you can actually research is based on how many districts and how you're focusing already. So I just thought it was kind of interesting to mention some of that. Let's just try to continue and play the game and try to make some slightly more informed decisions, though I don't think we're doing anything horribly wrong at the moment. Alright, so one of the things that I noticed is we're a little short on stone. Or, sorry, wood, because we spent so much on the rampart. Obviously, our rampart's been built all around the city. It's great. The bigger you build it, the more attraction you're covering inside. And the great thing about that is, technically, the higher the population should be able to grow and appear. But I want to focus now, not just on production, but a little bit more education. There's some kind of cool-looking buildings in there. Don't know the full ramifications of what's going to happen with that, but ideally, we'll get some of those built. So, in the cultural section, we'll need to find education-focused buildings, and we need to unlock them with the blueprints as well. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is go to our blueprints, and we're going to purchase the Agog Center. It's a rigorous Spartan education where young citizens are trained from childhood in various skills such as discipline, martial arts, but also singing and rhetoric. Separated from their families and driven to extreme competition, violence is encouraged. Sounds great. So we actually unlock a lot of satisfactions with this, which is why I wanted to go with it. But the attraction value and just like doubling into education seems like a good thing, so let's go with that. And we have what we need to actually build it right now. So I'm going to build it... Let's have a look at our districts, actually. I don't know if... Yeah, so these are all empty. So I think that's actually what was popping up before, right? Which is... Oops, wrong thing. This one. It shows me which ones are going to be affected by it. So it's quite interesting. That's the reason that we go close, I suppose, to some of these things. So yeah, let's see if we can get a couple, maybe 2 or 3 would be kind of nice. To have that nice focus on it, but it's tough to get. There we go. That'll fit. Sure. Alright, so we already get the education one, right? So that's the creativity aspect, which we were leaning into before, which is good. But we're lacking now on... I still don't know why, but safety has gone down, belonging has gone down, and esteem has gone down. So, which one is the lowest? It looks like esteem might be the lowest. Yeah, so let's go with that. I'll maybe cheer some people up. More satisfactions is a good thing. Alright, so the time plays. So finally, we're actually building something again. The other thing I wanted to do was get the next upgrade for the lumberjacks, right? We want to be able to bring in more wood. We spent a lot on the ramparts. Maybe we won't need it as much in the future, but I feel like wood is just always going to be used for every building. So the bonus here would be the camp cutting radius is increased and 50% yield increase as well. Produce resource stock plus 63. Okay. But it generates way more disturbances. And yeah, we need a bit more stone workers to get it, but we can just purchase it now and get ready for that. Whew. So it's interesting the way the different trade-offs work. Some of the things I learned while time is playing now. We can have a look at our filters for resources here. And I just looked at it and thought like, oh yeah, whatever, wood. But you can actually toggle them up here. So here we can see then stone, we can see sand. So finally we can actually see that a little bit more clearly than I was looking at it before. But we can also now see gold and iron. So I don't think we can access these just yet, but I'm sure soon. I'm sure in our age we'd be able to. And seeing as we're production focused, I'd like to. And maybe we can then set up trade and get stuff going. So trade with the outside world is one of our quests, but also to build the Senatus and the Senate. So we want to get involved with politics. We have to purchase that first if we haven't, right? So yeah, it's in services. Sorry, I was looking in culture. So enables decrees to be passed. So buy for 450. So we're going to need a lot more material, but then we can get this up and running as well. All right, so 2 cycles to go. And then we have our Agog. Nice. These are all going to become Spartans, I guess, in some way. I wonder how long that actually takes to take effect, or is it just straight up? Yeah, it seems to be kicking in. Now, here's another thing I don't know the difference between. These are kind of faded. This one's kind of faded, but this one is very much lit up. I think that's to do with the factions that have set up there. Possibly? Hard to tell. I mean, it looks like from this screen, yes, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure just yet. Also, those culture points that we can spend into things, they earn us gold, as far as I know, by having them in the city. So let's just try something here. I'm just going to go, we're going to invest these points. Because I don't know what benefit we really have just leaving it there. I'll go with 21, so that leaves us with 10, like the others. So this is for religious. Boom. So now we're at 626 out of 1,000. Is that bringing us closer to number... I assume once you get to 1,000, we hit Opidium? I assume that's how it works. And we're at 25% for antiquity now. Alright, so maybe we could just speed up then if we're just waiting on production materials. Although, let me just see how much do we need for this. It'll light up green, so we need 200 stone. And what are we gaining for stone? Well, we could actually turn off the rubble building. Not that one, this one, right? Well, this is where I'm going to have to use this screen because I can't find it. So there we go, the carver. That was close. Alright, so pause that. We'll save up some more stone. We've got a decent amount here. In fact, we almost hit the stockpile anyways. And the same would be true for wood if we stopped making beams. So let's have a look at where our beams are coming in. This is a great feature, by the way. I think they knew. They must have gotten feedback on that or something. It would also just be nice if I could have an overlay or hold Alt or something and just see little pips that show me the icons of the buildings. Maybe that people would only play with that on. They want to preserve the art style or something. I don't know, but I would just flick it on and off when I'm looking for something specific. Right, so now we're making a little bit more wood, right? Because we're not consuming it anymore. So hopefully per cycle it lasts a little bit better. And then once we get to 200 stone, we're good to start making some of these upgrades. Food, we're on top of that again. In fact, we're almost at our stockpile for that. Now, there's something in here that says you can actually... Oh, time pauses in here. Oh, that makes sense. I could have sworn it said something to do with, like, you can increase your stockpiles here. But I'm not sure how much. It says, like, slots, right? So, below is a list of all the buildings that generate a storage space. It lists the various production buildings for the resource in question, but also other sources of storage space. Town centers, the Horum. So, I guess... What can you... No, you can only build one of these, right? Pretty sure. Is it service? Yeah, 1 out of 1. The Senatus. Again, just need more stone. So we're a bit short on stone right now. The area provides a bit of attraction. And again, I'm still kind of winging it whether or not more attraction brings in more people at a faster rate, or if it's just a consistent rate as long as there is attraction. Not sure on that. And we could maybe read it together, because there was something to do with population. Those are houses. Houses accommodate a certain number of citizens by default, depending on urban planning rules. These rules can be modified in the Master Builder office. That's all stuff later. Group of homes is called a district. Can accommodate a faction. Houses may suffer damage and demolition, etc., etc. Okay, there's nothing there. There's definitely a population thing there. The citizens are the first inhabitants who will settle around your city center if your migration is positive. Don't know how to check that. Well, I'm sure it is positive, but I wonder where you can see how good it is. Anyway, they build their own houses, forming districts following the most attractive areas of your city. You may gain citizens during specific historical events, but none will ever leave your city, with the exception of very rare incidents. They consume food every cycle. Workers are equal to 33% of your citizens. This is the active part of your citizens, etc., etc. Cool. Wanderers are the last type of people you might encounter. They are disadvantaged residents looking for opportunity who live in the streets, on the streets. They will join your city by following the satisfactions of the population. The happier your citizens will be, the more your city will attract wanderers, and vice versa. Wanderers also consume food, and their presence can cause incidents. The wanderers are not counted in the total satisfactions to be obtained to satisfy the population. Okay. Interesting, right? And they can be integrated and housed in the district, subject to building and using the Master Builder's office in the Middle Ages. So right now, maybe we can't do too much about them. They can move in and around your town if the city's attraction is too high, but there's no space available. Oh yeah, I did read the screen as well, but we showed it in the last episode, but I wasn't too sure what the differences are really. Because we don't see any really of the negatives. So that's why I'm like, kind of like, well, what's the drawback? But maybe it's just a proximity thing, I'm not sure. Alright, we've got enough stone now, so first thing I'm going to do is just boost the wood that we're making. It's an improvement. Let's go. 10 cycles for that one. And now we kind of have to wait for stone all over again. As far as I know, there's nothing else I can do or build. What do we got? Collegium Piscatorum is at the gates of your city. Vibius was known in his native village as an exceptional fisherman driven out by war. Many villagers joined him, forming the Collegium Piscatorum. They boasted that they could catch enough provisions for the entire city and distribute them fairly. So they're production focused, are they? Oh, I didn't think you could have two factions of the same culture. Interesting. By the way, that's what we earned before. The faction is what unlocked that building. That's what I was trying to think of. So additional consequences, you get extra cultural influence, trust. This faction likes the Kurishkoian thing that we want to build, but I'm too slow to. Between 0 and 1.2, depending on the tax imposed. Yeah, so where the hell do we see that screen again? Here, factions. Right, so Sodalites of Mithras, the faction gave access to the Kirsch building. I'm just going to call it the Crush. How could I say that? Krusokoian. Yeah, it's Greek. I can't do that. We'll just call it the Crush. Anyway, so they give access to that, and they also like the ceramic workshop and the Agalma. And then the happier they are, the more we can tax them and get money. But I don't even know what you use gold for. I assume trade. But we'll find that out in the future. Right, so now we have another type of them. Now, the Cult of Sybil. They didn't really give us anything too good. And these guys like that building if we build it. Alright, let's try to get their trust up and make even more money from them. Now, to build that, I was in culture, it's here. We actually have enough for it, nice. Wood and sand, no stone needed, so we can alternate that while we're waiting for the other one. Now, just really quickly, let's pause time while I look at this. Oh yeah, I have to click it, don't I? That's a weird one. Can't get over that. Anyway, 400 attraction. That's the number I was looking for. 175 for satisfactions for health. Health must be like through the roof. 705 out of 673. It's not as high as I would have thought, but it's pretty good. Food consumption is reduced 15%, and construction time reduced by 20. Wow. So we're getting, yeah, it's a fifth off the time to build things. It's pretty good. Alright, let's go with this then. So, it'll provide even more production, right? So we could build it here. I was thinking the Senate could go there, but I was just thinking it would look cool rather than know if it would actually do anything. Now, it's interesting that these guys light up, because we can actually go 50-50 on the district, right? Interesting. Don't know much about that yet. Let's just go here. It'll affect some of the education, and I'm guessing if one pushes the other more, like one takes over the other for numbers, then it could flip to the other side, possibly? Or maybe you can just have a split? Right, again, let's go with... I should have read what this building really is, just to kind of choose something here, but let's just go with whatever's lowest. This seems low. Again, esteem can relate to that. Belonging is low. Also, well, yeah, I can relate to that. Safety, no, I feel safe. Yeah, we'll go one of these then. I'll just go with esteem again. 125. Is it any different if we choose this one? No, it's just 125. Okay. So many people here now. So what's the tick rate for this? Production per cycle, 0.21. Man, those are low numbers. And our cultural points for production, which you think would be high, is really low, 0.14. It's even lower than religion. How the hell is that a possibility? You know, we've got so many more production buildings. Although this one's now spawned over here. That's a ceramic workshop. They have a district? There's 2 people living there. I guess they're going to expand around that building. Oh, sorry, time has paused. My bad. My bad. We're still pausing that. Yep, once we get another 200 stone, we can kind of either buff more wood, or we can buff a quarry, perhaps. But I'd also like to build the building I was just talking about. So that's going there. The Senate, that's it. 375 stone. And that's to advance. Or do we just invest in making stone go further? Am I in a hurry? I don't know. Doesn't feel like I am. Alright, this can be upgraded, so let's just do it. Level 2. 50% increase. Worse disturbances. These people might feel particularly disturbed, as they're quite close to it. Potentially. I suppose the attraction will be negated, and then maybe they won't grow there. It's quite a cool system. I really like this game. It's quite chill. I guess because I know I'm not against AI, it's like I don't have this pressure to feel like I need to perform and keep up or pace, you know, outpace the AI. I can just go like, okay, as long as my people are okay. Everything's kind of chill. I love the look of the game too. It's very nice. Yeah, so this one would be for if we wanted to increase sand or clay production, and this one then for sand production. Clay is though fine, I'm not spending it on anything. Sand is coming up nicely. I'm not even making bricks right now. Converts 3 clay to 7 bricks every 5 cycles. Why aren't we making any then? Isn't it online? This building does not need to be built. It's not paused, is it? No, it's not paused. So why is it not doing that? Oh god, I'm such a fool. Sorry, I was just staring at this. I was staring at tiles. I made that mistake previous episode too. Sorry, we are making bricks. We're not making tiles. My bad, my bad. Yeah, we saw that in the blueprints, right? It was next to it to unlock it. I haven't seen anything need that yet. Maybe our settlement needs it to upgrade, actually. It does. It needs 67. It needs 150 gold. That's the first time I've seen gold actually as a requirement. And we need 900 people. So we're a little ways off from that, but obviously we have to go there eventually. Okay, so those buildings have built and have improved. We're now increasing the rate of stone. So what we could do is upgrade the next cutting camp. It's a lot of disturbances, and I just worry that maybe we're not keeping up making people unhappy. Is that what disturbances? Repulsion indicates the disgust of the citizens for this place. I don't know if that just hurts attraction or if it hurts the satisfactions. That would make sense though, because I'm still looking for what's causing that. But that's alright, we'll just upgrade it and we'll find out if something takes a massive hit. Perhaps we could see... It's a shame you can't search this. You always want more from games. But could I see anything that says disturbances? Well, satisfactions would explain it, wouldn't it? No. And what about attraction, maybe, then? I don't see anything about disturbances. Yeah, not sure. Oh well, whatever. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna say then it's just a negative to attraction. That would be my guess, but not entirely sure. The word disturbance kind of insinuates that there's an active problem. Still making food, at least, for everybody. Probably do need another source of it soon. Now, do they actually chop down the trees? Do we see that getting removed? There is a limit here, 8992, so I assume so. Oh yeah, we still have the ruins we could improve. In fact, we could improve that fairly soon, and the other ones were really cheap to improve. Let's just do that now. Sand and wood. Repair is underway. We'll see what we get from that. This one requires 24 tiles. 506 stone. Alright, looks like tiles is something we're just going to need, right? So and we're starting to need now. So tilery. If I was being a little critical, I would say... Oh, you just turn sand into tiles. I just assumed it was bricks. Shows how stupid I am. I was going to say, like, that should be below this. Alright, 500 blueprints, not a big deal. Tilery. I'll pop it out here. Again, it doesn't need to be over there, but it's nice to group them together for me. 10 workers, no problem. Cool. Alright, the ruins are done in 6 cycles. 6 cycles for that. Build a Senatus will be the next thing, I guess. 375. We need 30 workers. We're at 21. And so 175 more stone. Okay, we'll just wait. I want to see what this... So this is here. Oh my god! It just gave us another... Oh, so ruins just turned into buildings that... Okay. Because this is what we just built here. The crush. So I mean, it's nice. But if I'd known we were going to get one, maybe I wouldn't have done it. But there's no problem having one here. Other than the fact that my other production buildings are here. But they could be destroyed and removed, I suppose. But you have to pay gold for that. Attraction of 400. So there's actually some people that might want to live out here. Despite these buildings, these production buildings here. The building mobilizes... So what is it? It just provides satisfactions, but I didn't get to pick these ones. So it's health and esteem. Okay. That's alright. It's not too bad. Decreased duration is plus 35%. That's something I forgot to mention. Satisfactions have levels to them, but I guess we don't really get to see where the delineations begin. So we're at 607 out of 815. You don't need to... I guess the colors indicate the levels, actually. You don't need to have more than the number. It's okay to have some unsatisfied, right? That is fine. Yeah, okay. It's starting to click. I'm starting to make sense of it. It's just a level. So we're at 6 out of 8, you could kind of say. 600 people are happy, 200 aren't with this particular thing, so it's like, yeah, you get a buff to 35%, but I bet if we got it all the way up, we get a buff to like 50%, you know? Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm down for that. Man, it's already I'm like, oh, I want to start another game and play again. Although, even that, I don't know what I would necessarily do too different. Alright, 2 of your factions have started a tension. Uh-oh. Increasing the risk of incidents and the spread of negative rallies, lowers their trust, but produces a lot of cultural influence. Tensions can be resolved. Tell me more. Well, that's a shame. It's the Cult of Sybil and the Collegium Piscatorum. Well, I'm leaning these guys just because they have a cooler name. Alright, so the faction is in tension with its neighbor. 66% chance of negative rallies. 33 negative chance to spreading positive rallies. 3 to the incident rate. Plus 2 to cultural influence. And -1 trust. They're at 99 trust right now. Wow. These guys are at 96. Let's tax them. Tax them both. Make some cheddar. These guys aren't so happy. Faction offers 0.2 culture point per religion. Sorry, point religion every cycle. These guys only offer 0.1 and 0.1. But why is it then? We're making 0.2 here. Making 0.21. We're obviously getting a little extra from something. Maybe it was the religious building. I don't know. Or something's being modified somewhere. Perhaps. Influence of a cultural building, 15% additional gain. Is that it? It says influence of the building, not necessarily the... Anyway, whatever. It's fine. I don't want to pause for too long, just stare at stuff. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just see what happens. I don't really know what I can do about it. You can open up the faction screen and banish them, expel the faction altogether, but I don't want to do that. I want a little bit of... You want to... I suppose... Well, it's a question, isn't it, of trade-offs. Do you want to have loads of culture all in one going up really fast, or do you want to try and spread the field? Get a little bit of culture going into everything? Get the benefits of all those buildings? Is multiculturalism a good thing after all? And yeah, it seems like we've got a lot. I don't know what else you invest these points into. They're generated by region districts. They have several uses, such as corrupting political entities, or being a resource for building or cultural influence. Well, that's what I've been using for, right? Cultural influence. We're at 710. Let's do 15 and 8. So now at 20 and 20. So we have some, just in case something comes up that we need to use it for. Alright, Senate is ready to go. And this is just a service building. Enables decrees. Does it... Oh my god, it's huge. Does it enable attraction? 150 attraction, radius 200, constraints. The building can only be constructed once during the game. Let's go somewhere out here then. I don't know why. Maybe near the statue? Sorry, wrong hotkey. It's that classic thing. I think I said it in the last episode, but I've changed a hotkey because I didn't like what it was, and now I keep pressing it the old way, like the original intended way. This actually fits really nicely right in here. Should we just go there, next to the big statue? Sure. Right, boost some safety, I think would be nice. Seems to be the one we're lacking the most. But I guess we could if we wanted. There's no effect right now on that because it's so low. This reduces food. Trust decreased by 20%. Maybe belonging then, so we can get our factions to be a bit happier. Didn't do anything. Oh, it's not built yet. I was gonna say, didn't even do anything. It's the oldest political institution of antiquity, where representatives elected by the people meet to vote on the rules of society. By building it, you'll be able to access your city's politics and pass decrees. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. What else are we doing for other things? We could develop our quarries even more. We need more people though. What do we need more? Sand or clay? Probably sand, as we'll use it for tiles. And we are using it for tiles. I'm just waiting on that number to come up. Well, it's going to take a little while, so when it gets to 15... Actually, it's nearly there. Done. Alright, cool. I feel like cycles on 1 speed go really slow, and cycles on 3 speed, or 2 speed, go quite quickly. Need that middle ground. Now, we've got a decent amount of wood again, so let display. Oh, we can't. We need more workers. We need more workers! What game is that from? You get a hearted comment if you get it right. That's all I can give you. The carpentry. Yeah, we've got a lot of these things. Actually, just leave them pause until we need more. Well, there we go. The Senatus has been built. Extra attraction. People moving in all the time. Open the panel. Show me the laws. Vote on 1 decree. Right. Laying down your arms curfew. Oh my god. Well, let's have a look at the production ones. Getting on with the neighborhood. Neighborhood tensions are not good for business. Citizens could avoid tense neighborhoods that tend to provoke incidents. This decree would calm them down, at least temporarily. Suspend the effects of production faction tensions. Well, we have a tension right now. Doesn't sound like the worst thing. I don't think it's gotten to that level where it's affecting production. It costs 5 gold coins per cycle. We have 611. The factions of production culture are 100% likely to accept it. The factions of neutral cultures, i.e. most of the other ones, are 40-50% chance. The factions of the antagonistic culture, military, are between a 10 and 15. See, I didn't even know that. Your production is antagonistic to military? Seems antithetical to me, if I'm reading that correctly. It is a production law. Military's on the opposite side. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. You'd think they kind of go hand in hand. I would have thought so. I would have thought the opposite of military would be something like maybe religious or just generally political. Well, I guess you can make arguments for all of these things being tied together. Certainly, this seems wrong to say, but maybe education. Not to say that, like, you know, one or the other, but it's like if you're pushing for more military, I feel like it's at the expense of your own people to some extent. Maybe your own commercial. I don't know. What the hell do I know? Nothing, clearly. I can make an argument for it either way. It's like, well, you know, growing military usually provides growing commerce and industry, so growing production, etc. Tacticians, etc., education, whatever, I don't know. You could probably link everything together. The Senatus is the political center of the city. Senators elected by the people from among the different factions sit there. Decrees are one-time actions that apply an effect. To increase your chances, you can bribe the senators. Now we're talking. We now have enough to upgrade our town center. Let's do it. 150 gold. So, let me look at the faction screen again, see these tensions. Are we having an effect from it? That's what I don't really know. Our trust is starting to fall with these two since we're taxing them more. Show me this. Tension represented by the crossed swords or dove indicates whether the faction is geographically close to an antagonistic faction. If active, the tension reduces taxation of gold coins from both quarters. Happiness represented by... Okay, so, you want to keep them separate. So that's interesting. The antagonistic faction in this case is production to religion. Which I can see that getting in the way. I don't know. Interesting, okay. And then we have education, but they're chill. No one's complaining about that. I just don't know if I need to pass that law. And I've read just literally one law right now. Suspends the effect of production faction tensions. Increases the health satisfaction. Increases wood generation by 50%. Increases stone generation by 50%. Interesting. 5 gold coins. Alright, let's try. How do we pass this? I actually don't know how to pass it. These are the available decrees. Double click, right click. Am I being really stupid? I would have assumed there's a button somewhere. The decrees are one-off actions that will impact the development of a city. They must be accepted by the majority of the senators or political authorities as early as the Middle Ages. Certain decrees can have the same effects from one age to the next, with values adapted to the times. I would assume there should be a button like right here, no? Oh my god, here it is. A minimum of 4 factions are needed to establish a government. 1 are missing. Got it. Alright, we need to grow a bit more then. I'm so sorry. Anyone that's watching and just screaming, you know, looking at this is so stupid. It says it right there. You can't see where my eyes are. We need one of those eye tracking things so you can just see where I'm looking. I tend to look where my mouse is, but not always. To let people know. Guess where I'm looking right now. You'll never guess. I'm looking right there. That red dot. Alright, anyway, we're at 505 cycles now. No effect. We did manage to bring esteem up. Resource production increased by 15%. That we got an additional modifier. That wasn't there before. That's awesome. That's really good. Just because we're production focused. Alright, we've increased our sand production. This is level 2. Let's have a look at this building. This might tell me... Aha, level 2. Can we sort by level? No. Oh, it looks like it actually already is. Or by maybe how much they produce. Small quarry. This one. Show me where that is. This is the one dredging up clay. I don't really feel like we need to improve it. We've got so much in storage, which makes me just feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like we should be building more, doing more, right? Let's see then. I did say that I'd like to... Ooh, politics. The Forum, the Helia, the Thermae. What is that? Oh, it becomes something else with evolution. Some cultural buildings can be assembled together to form a whole new type of building. Evolutions can only be achieved with buildings of different ages. There are many positive effects to evolving. That's a cool idea. That's a great concept. That's a real... I've never thought of that before. Like, I know this isn't like Civilization, not really. Just other than its camera perspective, basically. But that's a cool idea. A building that you had before, when combined with another one, becomes something else. In a different age. Nice. Alright, anyways. So we got the Agog Center. The Scola. Maybe we could go for that next. 393 sand. Educational establishment that seeks to study and understand humankind. Liberal arts class. Scola plus unknown. The Ludus Magnus. So, this one seems the best, right? Because we've got 3 satisfactions. I don't really know what other benefits we really get. 175, 125. I'm looking at the satisfactions here. That seems pretty good. Let's go with that then. Oh my god, it's very expensive. 1250. Okay. Theatrum. Yeah, we're going to need more sand. So maybe just for a little bit we'll pause the tilery. Can we improve the sand quarry? We've already done that. How much are we gaining? 8.6. So we'll be gaining plus 8, plus 7, so yeah, about 15. Okay. Speed up then. Let's get some resources going. So we can't vote on the decree until we have another faction. Factions appear when we build different cultures, or strengthen them, or get more population in districts. So okay, that could just happen over time. We can actually see these guys are becoming more dense. They're urbanizing, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's have a look now. Okay, now we can do it. I love... This is so cool. We're building a proper little Roman town here. I don't want to ever advance the ages. Oh my god. All our temples and stuff. What happens with the wall? Can we place it outside the walls? Yeah, you can. Makes you think of my boy Julius Caesar. When the temples were shut down for reconstruction and he went to a different place and that's where he got assassinated. And I think it might have been outside the town. And they had to cross the Pomerium. I could be wrong with that, but I feel like they were supposed to cross the Pomerium. I don't know. Maybe not. No. I don't think... Anyway, doesn't matter. Right, so, safety and belonging, please. 100 each. We'll boost those 2. That's a huge building. We're going to need to expand more. What is our zone of safety, actually, right now? That's pretty big. Food is probably going to start getting negative soon, no? 24 per cycle. It's still pretty good. We just reached 900, nearly at 1,000, 23 available workers. Okay. Oh, it's still paused. I keep missing the fact that it's paused. I'm so sorry. Just wasn't aware. Just trying to think what else we could be doing. We don't have many workers. Like, I could build more things, but we don't have many workers to be doing things. I want to just grow faster. I've got lots of resources, so it's like, okay, well, what can we do to grow? What do we got here? The Noble Tinsmiths is at the gates of your city. Another production-focused faction. Between 0 and 0.6 on the tax imposed. The faction likes the Ergasterian and the Ceramic Workshop. 25 cultural influence. I mean, it seems good to me. Until I can think of a reason to say no to these guys, I'm just going to keep saying yes. We're at 95%. I think we're about to advance the age. And I assume this is also controlling getting to the Oppidum. Every point you earn increases your cultural influence on the rest of the world. The greater your cultural influence, because we're at 2 out of 31 right now, I don't even know what that means, the more the best architects of their time will want to settle here. Alright, well, let's just increase more. We need 23. We could do that. Let's do 23 straight up from this one. That's 1,000. Okay, that did work. We're at Oppidum now. Or Oppidum. Wonder bonus, trust bonus, 400 gold. We're still antiquity, actually. Okay. What is this? New senators. Elections have been held. Oh yeah, sorry, that is 4 factions. I'm such an idiot. I thought it needed to be 4 different groups for a sec. I partially knew that it didn't. Like, in my head, I'm like, I knew that that wasn't the case, but for some reason I just briefly did think it was. Because we got 3 to do with production. Anyway, elections have been held, and new senators are sitting on the Senatus. They were chosen by the population for the various factions based in the city's districts. Love it. Absolutely love it. Alright, cool. There we go. Political. Alright, so I've just taken a minute to actually read through the screen and learn a little bit more about what's going on. It's actually quite interesting. So, the election. Here we have the 4 factions that can currently vote on things, and the percentage is how much their sway is towards that thing. So if we pick a decree or a law that's in the category of these guys, they're obviously going to be much more in favor of it. Though not completely, actually, which is kind of interesting, but pretty much. Now, the first law in each category is actually basically the same thing. It suspends the effects of faction tension for that faction. So each one is basically the same, but they've got slightly different chances on if the others are going to oppose or agree with that. That's basically it, but it's just a way to stop them having tension. So fair enough. The other ones are more related to the actual, what you'd associate with that faction, right? So production increases the health satisfaction, because we know that that gives us benefits to production. Then we have increased wood generation, increased stone generation, pretty straightforward. Increases the esteem satisfaction, increases migration. This is the one that I'm going to try and vote for. So this is how we increase our population a little bit. So it increases it just by 1. It's not very much. Then we've got other things like in the military, closing the gates, stop migration, you know, curfew, increased safety satisfaction. So it's all whatever. We're just going to choose this one right now. External recruitments. Migration into the city is dwindling, and we need to recruit more citizens to avoid malfunctions in our system, or genetic diseases. Messengers praising the virtues of our town could be dispatched to neighboring cities. Now, I don't know if this is just for the wanderers that become population and workers, or just overall you just get more people, but either way, we'll just do it. So it costs us 5 gold coins per cycle, and then we can choose how long it lasts. So if we say 60 turns, it's going to cost 300 gold, which is fine. We've got 1,000 right now. Now, I don't know if we pay that up front or if it is paid over time, or if it's both. It could be 300 now and then 5 gold per cycle for that amount of time. We'll find that out in a second, I guess. The other thing you can do is corruption. We can bribe some of these guys. So we're picking at something that's not in any of the categories of people that we have, so they're all a little bit on the fence about it. So the chance of success is only 55%. So what we could do is maybe... And I don't think they've got any more sway than anyone else, you know, based on their size or anything. So what we could do is, these guys are 29%, they're pretty against it. But if we were to spend some of the cultural points we have with them, which we happen to save, because I'm a tactical genius, we could click this and get a 100% guarantee. That brings us up to a tasty 69%. Very tasty indeed. Now, if we tried that with another faction, can we do it with multiple or just the one? It seems like it might just be the one. Oh, no. I lie. We could spend 10 to get another one here. So that's 79% then. Should we do that? Let me refresh this one more time. This one is 14. This one is 9. Turn that one off. They're on 50%. They're at 57. Okay, yeah, I guess it makes sense to go with them then. Well, they're at 41, but we don't have 12. All right, let's do this then. So you two, we're bribing. A lot of corruption. Well, we can afford it. And then 200 gold. No, we'll bring this back up to, yeah, 70. Why not? Submit. A 79% chance. Did it pass? I think it did. Although it says 92 now. That's not how long we booked it for. Hey, there we go. A few cycles ago, you presented a decree. The majority of senators voted in favor. So 2 factions were actually against it, but I guess the ones we bribed saw it through. Okay, cool. You now have access to the other wonders of the age. A Circus Maximus, a Library of Alexandria, Statue of Zeus, and the Trajan Forum. You have to choose between one of the family wonders. The Sassi Demeter and the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Man, makes me feel like I'm playing Rome 1. Love it. Total War, that is. Oh, cool. I'm just going to pick this one. I never even heard of that, and I want to see this again. This was my favorite wonder in Total War, in Rome Total War. Shout out to the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Not because of its effects. That's not how Darren rolls, especially 12-year-old Darren or whatever age I was. It's because it had the best intro video. when you got it, a little event message popped up, and this camera swooped down and played this really cool music. That was unlike any of the other ones. So yeah, shout out to that. Now, the unfortunate thing here is we don't have what we need to build. What does it do? King Mazul is dead. His grieving widow, Artemisia II, wishes to erect the most exceptional of all funeral tributes. Closest cultural buildings of the Wonder do not degrade during the passage of age. Transforms up to 80 wanderers' homes. Nah, let's do this one. Alright, cool. New senators. Elections have been held. New senators are sitting on the senatus. They're chosen by the population. Okay, cool. Faction installed. That was just the old message, actually. Yep. News is spreading through the streets. Our city has increased its level of cultural influence. Yep. And we're at 3 out of 31. I don't know what that means. Are we the third best? Is the higher number better? Or no? I don't know. My mouse is messing up. Just bear with me. Oh my god, so much time has gone by. We'll have to wrap up this episode soon, I guess. End construction of a wonder. So, wonder. That's a lot of stuff. We'll be able to get that soon enough, though. Should we end the episode when we build this? Yeah, let's get one wonder built. So, we're lacking almost everything. So, let's get that back up and running. Let's get this back up and running. That shouldn't take too long. We have the gold. We have the bricks. We need the tiles. We just got the rubbles. So, we just need a bit more wooden beams. Won't be too long for that. And then 55 tiles. Yeah, not too far away. We'll be able to get these. It's probably huge, but maybe we'll just put it like right here. Now, as for the ramparts, what happens next? If we wanted to build... Can we build more? I think that's it. Not seeing any change anyway, so I assume that's it. Look at my little town. It's gorgeous. Love it. We've got all these effects. Satisfaction's impact. That's everything together. That's good. An event is underway. The effect of tension. Oh, there you go. Haven't had any incidents, actually, so that's good. And then the external... the increased faction trust by 0.1%. All sources combined. Why is that? Out of 94 cycles. Is that the... No, that's the 69 left. Yeah, is that the same thing? External recruitments. It is. Why is it lasting 94 though? We only booked it for 70. But maybe there was a modifier that extended it or something that I missed. There could be something else at play that says like, oh, you know, decrease. Oh yeah, decrease duration 35% because of our esteem. Nice. Okay, there you go. Our laws last even longer. And we've increased migration. I don't know how we increase assimilation. But I'm sure it'll just happen over time anyway. And then I can read more about it. So much to get to and read about. Alright, let's have a look at how we're doing for resources now. We're just lacking tiles. We need 55. 50, oh. I thought I hit play. Maybe we didn't have enough people. We have 40 out of 395 now. Oh, just speed up time. Just until we get that. There's no other decisions I really want to make other than going through some blueprints, getting some new things. We'll put down multiple buildings after this because I'm sure we'll have the workers. Although we did need 50 actually, so that's good. Got that now. Alright, that's that. That's it. Oh yeah, it's huge. Oh, you're killing me, man. It could have fit right there. Not here either. Must be placed on the periphery of the constructible zone. Oh, so it's like an extension building, is it? Cannot be in a dense forest. We could do there. Or here. It's a nice expansion out that way, actually. But yeah, where do we want to go? I kind of want to go over the rivers and stuff. So sure. Why not? Let's build it at an angle just to make it more natural, I guess. Is that okay? Should we go there? Can't go in the swamp, can't go in the forest. So it's either really like here. Maybe just somewhere closer. Yeah, we can't actually do there. So there's not many choices really the way we've built, so just gonna rotate this around till we right about there. Alright, 250 cycles? Oh my god, that's gonna take forever. 600 attraction. Okay. Yeah, that's a long time coming. Sorry, I thought we'd get to see it by the end of the video or something, but I guess not. Well, that's going to have to be it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure if you want to see more, you leave a like, leave a comment. Really does help. And like I said, I'll probably just continue anyway. And worst case scenario, I'll just give it to channel members. Sorry, but that's really the only way to do it without negatively impacting the channel if it doesn't view well. But if it views well, then I'm happy just to put it out there. I just want to play the game, and hopefully other people want to watch and are interested in the game. Alright, so that's going to be pretty much it. I'll keep reading more about the systems. I hope people don't mind me learning and talking through as I go. I normally don't do that in Let's Plays because I find it can maybe annoy people. I'd rather try to be as informed as I can be. But it's been fun just experiencing it as we come by. Although I do get it, me asking questions and then finding the answer a few minutes later might be a bit weird. And check this out. Satisfactions are all booming. I feel like we're actually doing okay. I just feel like we should be always building, and I'm not, but I feel like I'm waiting on population, so I'm trying to get that number up, but not really too sure how. So if anyone has any info about how we can increase the rate of population gain, and therefore workers, that'd be helpful. But I did read everything to do with population. I think it's just attraction, which we seem to have kind of, you know, medium to high attraction in most places, or a lot of places around the city, so we'll just find out. Anyway, the other thing to watch out for now is food. It's actually starting to get negative, so I'll have to get on that. Alright, I really like this game. It's quite fun. That's going to have to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.